Hello, and welcome to the training on searching the digitized editions of the Waterloo Chronicle. To begin, go to www.wpl.ca. Once you're on the library's website, hover over our Services tab, and you'll see a heading called Local History. Click on that. On this webpage, you will find access to all the different local history resources. We are looking to visit the Our Ontario database. There's a link for it right here. Once you click the link, it will take you to this page. On this page, you can search the collection for digitized photos, documents, and more. But we're looking for the digitized editions of the Waterloo Chronicle newspaper. That is featured here. As you can see, the newspaper had a number of different names over the years. The Waterloo County Chronicle, the Chronicle Telegraph, and of course, the Waterloo Chronicle. The date range for each iteration of the newspaper is shown here. The reason why some of these years overlap is because the newspaper experienced a number of name changes and then eventually decided to return to the original Waterloo Chronicle. So be sure to check under all three versions of the newspaper when searching for dates. For each version of the newspaper, there are two viewing options. The first is year at a glance view, and the second is weekly view. To begin, we will look at the year at a glance view. This view shows us a calendar where we can see in bold the editions of the Chronicle that we have. In the early years, some of the editions were no longer available, so we were unable to digitize them. The Waterloo Chronicle was published once a week. However, as we move through the years, you will see more and more consistency. By 1901, most of the editions were available. In the sidebar here, you will see the different years that are under this name of the paper. You can click through to access different years. This view is particularly useful when you are looking for a certain date. If we wanted to look for May 15, 1902, we would click on the bolded date here. Now we can see the edition for that date. We will return to the screen later in the video and look at how to explore the daily editions. I have reset my screen to the original page to show you the weekly view. This screen shows the editions of the paper from oldest to newest. As we scroll down the page, you will see the editions in chronological order. Again, on the side, we will see the years that we can access under this version of the paper. The advantage to viewing the paper in this way is that you can do a keyword search within these results. However, the keyword search will only search the years listed below. This might be useful for some types of searching, but for more general searches, I'd recommend that you use the search box on the home screen. To get back to the home screen, click on the Waterloo Public Library image at the top of the screen. Now we are going to do a sample search. I am going to search for Joseph Seagram. When we want a search engine to search for two words together, for example, a first name and a last name, or a phrase, you need to use quotations like I have here. You can also use limiters such as and, or, and not in between keywords to refine your search. For example, you could say Joseph Seagram, not distillery, and that would show you everything that comes up with Joseph Seagram but not the word distillery. As you can see, we get a number of results when we search. Some of these are images that we already had in the collection, but we want to look at the newspaper articles. On the sidebar here, we are going to select newspapers. That limits our search to only the articles, so now we can see a number of results that are linked to Joseph Seagram. So what we are looking at here is the edition date and also the pages that have the keyword Joseph Seagram on them. The other piece of text that we're seeing here gives context to the keyword that we searched. For example, in this record we see hospital land donated by, and then there's these symbols here that we don't recognize as letters. These characters are a part of the optical character recognition file that was scanned with the newspaper. This file scans all of the letters and makes it into words that we can search. This is a great tool for doing research in the newspapers. However, there are imperfections in this method because of the imperfections in the newspapers. For example, if there was a crease in the paper or an ink smear, then the software wouldn't be able to read the letters. That is why we see characters like this. This is also why we should be creative with the search terms that we enter if we are not having success with a certain keyword. The database will only search the words that were scanned in the OCR file, so it's important to check spelling and try variations in order to get the most results. Now we are going to enter this record. I am going to look at the record in completion instead of at the individual pages, but you could fast forward to the page the keyword is on by clicking the page number here. From here we can see the thumbnail images of every page of this edition of the Waterloo Chronicle. Now we can use the search feature to look for Joseph Seagram within this edition. At this point, we will get better results if we don't use the quotations. This will give us more results to look at. Now I will click Go. It takes us directly to the first page with the reference. That's page 2. And then right underneath, you can see all the other pages that have the keyword we searched for. As you can see, every result on this page is showing up in pink. You can zoom in using the scroll wheel on your mouse or by using the plus and minus buttons on the screen. And then we can click and drag to move the screen around. Now we can read the article. To get back out, we can use the minus button. We can also rotate the pages if we need to. There's a few other features on the screen that I want to draw your attention to. To start with, this is how to go through different pages of the newspaper. We can use the drop-down menu or the forward and back buttons. These buttons are also on the bottom of your screen for convenience. We can also download a PDF file of this page. This is particularly useful if you want to save your research as you go. You can also choose what size file you view, depending on the size of the screen you're using. I have taken us back to the search results we got when searching for Joseph Seagram. Now we are going to look at a few other ways to refine your search and get you the information you're looking for. The first is to sort the results differently. You can sort by putting the oldest articles first or the newest articles. By default, the articles will be sorted by how relevant they are to your search term. The other method you can use is to sort by years. So if you know a particular date range you want to find articles in, you can use this feature. You can search by individual years or by decades. This concludes the basic training on how to use the Waterloo Chronicle digitized editions. The Waterloo Public Library is very grateful to the Good Foundation Incorporated and the Waterloo Regional Heritage Foundation for their generous funding of this project. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the Information Services Department at the Waterloo Public Library. We hope you enjoy using this valuable local history resource.